And see, there are two constitutions. There's a constitution for the United States, and there's a constitution of the United States.
Right.
And you will find of and for do not mean the same thing before a federal judge.
Nope.
Of is one thing and for is another. And there are two constitutions, but they both look alike. They both look alike and they're both almost identical. But one has some changes that the corporation made. Little changes that moves a letter over and makes a whole different constitution.
You know,
But
and
most people don't know that there are two constitutions.
well, actually, there's a lot of that information getting out. Are you familiar with Mark Dice and his channel?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's really big into doing that, that conspiracy type, theory stuff. So
I've been doing that since 1980,
we
40 years ago.
we've been called conspiracy nutters, no less.
Yeah, and when they call me a conspiracy theorist, I said, no, I am a conspiracy analyst.
Yeah,
I like to read and analyze what's going on.
Yep.
So when you're talking to me, just remember you're not talking to a fool.
Well, see, that's why Kim and I call ourselves agenda analysts. Yep. We are agenda analysts.
Private agenda, and I know what's going on. Everybody seems to know now. Everybody seems to realize that the world is falling apart.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going.
Don't think we do either. Because we don't want to put anybody in harm's way. I mean, that's why we don't let anybody read our emails or help us with it, because we know we'd be putting people in harm's way. And, just so that you'll know, in the ex-Jehovah Witness community, there's two factions. Us, we want Watchtower gone. There's another faction that don't want Watchtower gone because they're making money out of the people coming out of Watchtower all over again.
I know that.
Yeah, so it's
they're setting up their own Watchtower organization themselves in their own home.
That's what they're doing.
I've been watching that for years.
Yep.
One of the first people that started talking about the Watchtower, I went to their home, and I'd be damned if they didn't have a Watchtower study. And they had a lecture, an hour lecture, and then afterwards they had a Watchtower study. And the Watchtower study was what they thought, what they wanted to believe.
Yeah.
And they photocopied it about 20 times and passed it out as a study article we're going to study. And you think, this is what you wrote. Hell, at least the society has some kind of a legitimacy. Yours is all photocopied on paper.
Yeah, copyright.
Copyrighted?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I mean,
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
There's
so
people
for us,
who really care and are doing something, and then there's those who want to put themselves and make a Watchtower out of their organization.
Yeah, and it's individuals also. It's not just a group of people, but they're also individuals doing that also. Yeah. So for Kim and I, it's really an uphill battle, because not only are we trying to fight Watchtower, now we got to fight ex-Jehovah's Witnesses that don't want Watchtower gone.
I know.
Wow. Because I know, when we put up that video that Kim shared with you, that part 3 on the mythology and truth. Yeah. Right after we got done with that, some of our viewers were sending us very negative links about you, and you've got an AKA name, and it's like, that's to be expected, because with what we're doing, I mean, even we get the same thing. I mean, we get slandered big time, but we just keep going forward. We just leave all that crap behind because we understand what they're doing.
That's the way I do. I just go on and do my work. I don't care what they say about me, because one day it will come out, and when it does, all the people who have badmouthed me and called me names and said I was working for the government, I say if I'm working for the government, at least I can pay my rent. I don't even have a place to live. I live in one little room sleeping on the floor. and doing what I do, and I'm known all over the world for who I am and what I do. So that tells me I have cosmic companionship.
And even we understand that. I mean, we get it. I mean, there's just so many XJWs that just don't get it, but there's a lot of them that do get it, and there's a lot that are starting to get it.
Well, I know.
But I mean, you've met so many famous and powerful and rich people, and you're here talking to us. It's very humbling for us, to be talking with you, because we really appreciate, you sharing some of this with us.
Well, I appreciate it.
Okay, because that's important, because right now, Jordan, there's this little banter going back and forth with the XJWs. Some say Charles Taze Russell wasn't a Freemason. I keep saying you're not going to find his name on a list, but it's in the symbols. She's the one that called the Freemason Temple and tried to get, or Wright or whatever, tried to get Charles Taze Russell's name. They wouldn't give it to her, so now she's convinced everybody that he was never a Freemason, and I totally disagree with that. Totally disagree with that.
All I know is that everything he did has Masonic on it. Everything he did. Everything he said, those are old Masonic terms. Everything he pictured in the old watchtowers, I could find those same pictures in the lodge. Everything he said and did, and he did it in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love.
Yeah.
And then he decided to move the operation to New York, to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
My God.
Everything was about sun worship. In fact, Rutherford, he wanted to be buried at dawn, facing the east to, honor the King of the East.
King of the East.
How is that not sun worship?
It's in your face.
Yes, exactly. It's in your face. And just like it's like the penis in the back of the songbook. It's in your face. It's like right there. You know what I did? I even took a straight edge on each side of that penis, and it goes.
Can you photocopy that or scan it in a computer? Can you scan that picture?
Oh yeah.
And send it to me?
You bet.
Yes.
Yeah, because even if you take a straight edge on both sides of that penis, it goes right up to that girl's mouth.
I know.
Yep, it's like, holy cow.
I'm saying, but here's what I'm saying. If you will scan it, at least 600, minimum 600 DPI, maybe 1200. In other words, to really scan it clean and deep, so that when I get it, I can open it up. And if you open up something that's only about 200 DPI, it's just going to be blurred.
Yeah,
okay. Like 1200 DPI, it'll take a few moments to scan it. But when you open it up, it'll all be crystal clear.
We will do that.
I will do that. I have a scanner.
Yeah.
Good. Scan it and email it to me, and I'll send you a couple of these big things here. And what you can do is take these big ones, and you can probably get it sealed in plastic. I would get it, what do you call it?
Laminated.
Laminated in case you're having coffee and you spill it, it won't hurt it. Laminate it. And then roll it up, and anytime people want to see it, you show them. Here it is. C.T. Russell Lights. Under Masonic, and the names of all the international Masonic bankers, the Jewish bankers out of New York, the Empire State, and it's going to be the New World of Jehovah's Witnesses, New World Society.
Yeah.
What do you talk about, a New World Society? What's wrong with this one?
Yeah. What's wrong with this one?
They know they got ready to destroy this one.
Yeah.
There's a New World Order coming, a New World Order.
Yeah.
And I've got some really off-the-wall stuff I've been working on, and I'm supposed to do my last and final public appearance in February. I don't even know if I'm going to be here in February, but I'm supposed to do a major presentation in Laughlin, Nevada.
Is that for Gaia?
Nevada.
Yeah, but is that for the, Gaia?
Gaia TV?
For the Gaia TV? No?
No, this one is a company, a big UFO
Oh, okay.
corporation that does these big seminars around the world, the big ones, at the big, 15,000 people coming from all over the world. This one's going to be a big one, and they're going to dedicate this whole 8 days, 7 or 8 days that this conference is going to last, 7 or 8 days, and they are calling it the Jordan Maxwell UFO MegaCon. Wow. They put my name on it.
Say
and
hi to Eric
Von
Daniken
people from all over the world to come.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Giorgio Salukis ought to be there.
He's telling you to say hi to all the guys at Ancient Aliens show.
Yeah, I know them all.
I know they're going to be there.
I mean, if you wanted to, I'll send you all the information on if you want to go.
We can't travel. Yeah. I appreciate it.
It's 50 miles south of Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
In a place called Laughlin, Nevada.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know where Laughlin is, yeah. Yeah,
it's going to be a big hotel, a big operation. It's going to be 7 days. I think it's a 7-day event in which they're going to have people from all over the world coming.
Yeah.
But they told me that there's going to be 2 big dinners. They're going to be banquets, and both of them are for me.
Oh, wow.
Banquets. I'm going to be the MC and the master of ceremony at both banquets. And they said, we want you to speak to the audience for an hour during the dinner, and if you want to do videos or slide presentation or whatever you want to do. I said, yeah, I have a slide presentation, but I think we should wait till after they eat because they're going to throw up when they see what I'm doing.
Yeah, some of this stuff gets very difficult to deal with. Like I deal with a lot of child abuse survivors, and just to hear these stories, it just breaks my heart, and it's very difficult to deal with a lot of times.
Yeah, well, you should see what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me guess, the red robes, the red shoes, and all of that. All those connections, Epstein.
I've got something I discovered something about this whole story that was the key to all of this whole master conspiracy all over the world. I discovered it back in 1967, just after I got married. I was doing some research in Glendale, California, and I just happened to stumble upon an article in the World Book Encyclopedia. I was looking for information on the Communist Party, on where it gets its money, who financed it, who dreamt it up, and what's going on, and what did the symbols mean. And in the article I found in the Yearbook Encyclopedia, the World Book Encyclopedia, it showed a picture of the National Coat of Arms, the Soviet National Coat of Arms, the symbol for the Soviet Union. And beneath it was the national flag. The flag was the flag of the communist flag. But on that symbol that I saw in that National Coat of Arms, it hit me. I've seen this before and I know what it means. And so I decided to start researching the symbol of the World Communist Party, and you have no idea where it went. It's an incredible story.
Can't wait to find out.
We look forward to watching that video.
Yes. I do have another question for you, because, I know that you're a thinker and you connect a lot of things. In the religious world, we're all told that we're sinners, right? We all sin. We need redemption. We need a savior, yada, yada, yada. And I've been kind of thinking about this, going back to the story, the Garden of Eden, when Adam and Eve sinned. Is it possible that whole story, the fall of man and the sin, has anything to do with them eating that so-called forbidden fruit at night? Because when daylight shined, they realized they were naked. And then God comes into the garden and says, well, who told you were naked? Is it possible, from a theological perspective, that whole sin in the Garden of Eden has to do with, the moon worship?
I think probably not, but I do think that whole idea of the tree in the garden has been repeated over and
Yes.
over in the old Babylonian tales. Was a tree in the garden.
Samaria.
Yeah, and the Assyrians and the Babylonians, and all those people, the Canaanites. The Canaanites live where we call Israel today.
Right.
Where we call Israel today was called the land of Canaan.
Right.
And therefore, the Canaanites, they were sun worshippers, like Tetragrammaton. They were sun worshippers in Canaan. Well, the sun in Canaan was called Baal, B-A-A-L.
Yeah, Lord.
Baal, Lord.
Yeah.
Or not B-A-L-L, like your eyeball.
Right.
The ball in the sky, which is Baal, B-A-A-L. So we call it B-A-L-L. The ball in the sky is the eye of God.
Right.
Because your eye is perfectly round, and so is the sun perfectly round. So the ancient people said, well, that's God's eye. He's looking at you.
Right.
And he's obviously very brilliant because you can't even look him in the eye.
Yeah.
He's so brilliant. And so the worship was the worship in Canaan for the worship of the sun, and the sun god was Baal. And so part of that worship of the sun was you bring your children and you throw them into the fire.
The fire, right. Moloch, sacrificing to
because
Moloch.
The fire god represented the sun because it was on fire. So if it's on fire and the god here is on fire, he represents the sun. So if you want to give your son to God's son, if you want to give your boy to God's son, throw him into the fire. That was brilliant. And so when you throw him into the fire, the part of that, it was a human sacrifice.
Right.
Okay, well, after the fire went out and all the children that were going to be sacrificed, that they were all dead, the part of the worship was the priest of Baal had to pull the bodies out and eat them because they've been fried, so they had to eat them. And so that's where we get the word Cana Baal worship, Cana Baal. So that's where we get the word cannibal.
Cannibal, right.
Yeah.
The cannibal comes from the Cana Baal worship.
Canaanites,
Cana Baal. And so, there's so many things that people don't know just about the religion itself, about Judaism. I think perhaps, and I would say publicly, I don't mind saying this publicly, I think Judaism, the world's top three religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, Judaism is the most eclectic religion ever developed on earth. It's the most eclectic religion that you can possibly find. There's no other religion on earth that's so close to being eclectic. By the word eclectic, I mean smorgasbord. You can go down the line, pick this and pick that, and you don't like this, you don't like that, but you pick this. And therefore you pick what you want and put it all into one big container, and it's a smorgasbord. But you picked it, what you wanted. And so that's where Judaism is. Judaism picks a little bit of the sun worship, a little bit of moon worship, a little bit of the worship of the planet Saturn, Israel. It picks a little bit from this group, that fire worship, the sex worship, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, see,
and we
wine.
call it one big happy family.
Yeah.
It's like one big North Korean church.
Yeah, because see, that's
one big mess.
Yeah, because that's why they in scripture they got King David drinking wine out of a bowl because that was worshiping the wine god.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And incidentally, I found that many years ago, right around the time when the Bible was being brought into being, one of the earliest Bibles, it showed that there was no King David. King David never existed. But if you go back to one of the oldest Bibles in the Hebrew and read in the New Bible today, read where it says King David and go to that scripture in the old one. It doesn't say King David. It says King Druid.
Ah.
King Druid did this, and King Druid said that. It's King Druid.
They changed the
King
name.
Druid did this and that. Not King David. David. No, Dauid. Druid.
I've actually seen that. In fact, the book that I've been reading from Denise M. Murdoch, Did Moses Exist? When she starts talking about the wine god and bringing up David, drinking wine from a bowl of water, she actually made that connection in that book that his name is actually misspelled.
I know that.
Christianized, really.
I used to go to her place in Santa Monica, and she fixed dinner for me.
Oh,
many
wow.
nights.
Yeah,
I knew her. She used to chase around behind me, chase me, and always want me to come over and have dinner with her and go here with her and go there with her, and then she could sit and ask me questions all day. And I liked it. Being a man, I liked the attention.
The attention, yeah.
And but I realized she's just taking notes about me. And wherever I go to speak, she'd be on the front row taking notes.
Taking notes,
And then she would invite me to come for dinner that night, and she'd take more notes. So when you're reading D.M. Murdoch, no, I know her. She's gone now. She passed away from cancer.
Yes, she has, yeah.
Yeah. But her husband, his name was Scott. Scott told me, because I met Scott. I didn't even know that it was her husband. But he told me, he said, the girl is D.M. Murdoch. He said, yeah, it was my wife. And he said, she told me she's got all of her information from you and was doing a one-upmanship on you. She was going to publish it before you publish it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I know who she is.
Yeah. We're going to let you go because we have kept you on here for over 3 hours, but we appreciate so much, Jordan, you talking with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely privileged.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things I'd like to tell the world, but I can't.
Yeah.
I get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's bad enough as it is.
Yeah, that's true. Because you should see the hate that we get for even doing that.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. Do you guys ever do big seminars?
No, it's difficult for us to travel. I actually have a lung problem, and it's very difficult for me to be around crowds because of the perfume and all the chemicals.
And get away.
Yeah, I
and do
can
those.
understand that. I just thought if you guys were ever doing a conference with ex-JWs, I'd love to speak at the conference.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you could talk to some of your people who might want to do a big conference.
Yes.
And I would love to do a slide presentation on all the stuff I could tell about the Masonic order and all the stuff that I've collected over the years.
Yeah, all the connections.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll send you, as I said, I'm going to send you the photocopy of this on the web.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Wow.
And
You should print it out. Have it printed out large so you can show people.
yeah, I'll put it on a flash drive and I'll take it into like Office Max.
Yep, that's right. And I'll have them
Have them
print it out.
laminate it. Wow.
And there's printing on both sides.
Okay.
What I did is I took it over and had 2 copies made, 2 separate copies, so that I could copy the first page and have it laminated onto a board.
Okay.
Then I had the second one laminated so I could glue it to the back of the board.
Yeah.
So this way I've got the front and the back with the on a board.
Right.
This way I can hang it up on my wall. But just hang it up on the wall or use it to show the people in the audience, put it on an easel. People coming in can see it, and it's the front and the back, but it's 2 different boards. One board has the back side, one has the front side.
Yeah. Quick question before we let you go. Watchtower has been selling off a bunch of property, Kingdom Halls, Assembly Halls, you know, their Bethel branches and stuff.
Yeah, they're getting ready to leave town.
That's what I think.
That's what I think.
That's what you do if you're leaving town. You sell off everything, put the money in your pocket, and get the hell out of here.
Exactly, because that's what we're thinking, because the governing body has just been named in 2 child abuse cases as defendants. And we think they're looking for countries that don't have extradition.
Yep, and they'll have the money to go there.
And live like kings.
And they'll do just fine.
Yeah.
But
all the poor people who have been working for the Watchtower Society, gave their whole life to working for the society, you go home. There's no work here for you. Go home.
Yeah.
You don't have any Social Security. They don't have anything
nothing.
to go back on.
Nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just pack your stuff and get out of here and go home.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking. And as far as the religion, they will probably go totally online, since they've got, you know, their website with the streaming. They will probably, you know, do like the 700 Club.
And the other thing too is that you might want to see. I'll send you the information on that on that seminar I'm going to be doing in February.
Yes,
and
please.
they may be streaming it live. They may stream it live for a few bucks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
You could just sit in your front room and watch the whole thing, just as if you were there.
Yes.
Nice. Yes, we would be interested in that. So.
Okay.
But we will let you go.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Jordan. And this has really been, you know, because there again, our main reason for wanting to contact you was to confirm, were you a Jehovah's Witness? Because some in the ex-Jehovah's Witness community say yes, some say no, some say that you used to be an elder. So we just kind of wanted to get that clear, that you were once a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh yeah.
Can we just say yes, but then just leave it at that? Won't say how high up you were or anything.
Yeah, and I've made so many mistakes in my life. My biggest mistake, well, I always have to say, my biggest mistake I ever made was getting married.
Well, that was my greatest achievement. 40 years?
40 years.
40 years. There we go.
Incredible.
And we actually.
And I always say that as difficult as life was being married, I have to agree and I have to admit that my wife did do one thing important for me. She brought religion into my life.
Oh, wow.
Why? Because before I met her, I didn't know what hell was.
Ah, there you go.
I've had an interesting life.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yes.
It's not over yet.
Yes. You still have a lot of work to do, so we wish you well.
Well, thank you.
And we will let you go.
And if you want to do another show, if you want to do a live show or something like that, or a radio show or something, you want to do an interview, we can do that. Just contact me, let me know. We'll set it up, and I'll just sit here and talk.
Cool. Yeah.
That would be great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I'm sure.
All right. I'll let you go.
All right. Bye, Jordan.
Scan those pictures and send it to me, and I'll scan all of this and send it to you.
Okay, great.
Yes, I will.
Do
Talk
it.
to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.